Collective, I need you to pay attention to this one because this is not a soft lesson reading. This is one of those moments where spirit finally pulls the curtain back on something you've been emotionally trying to make sense of. And once you see it clearly, you can't unsee it. And I need to say this up front. Some truths don't come to comfort you, they come to wake you up. So if you've been confused about a situation, especially emotionally, relationally, or something you've been holding on to for a long time, this message is going to resonate. Welcome to Once in a Blue Moon. I'm your favorite faceless melanated mystic, guided by spirit and always on divine timing. You didn't land here by accident, so let's tap in and see what these cards have for you today. All right, collective. The first card we have is, say, the Queen of Lightning, but this is also the Queen of Swords in the regular tarot deck. And immediately the energy shifts. This is clarity, but not soft clarity. It's honest clarity. And the Queen of Swords is the energy of seeing through illusions, cutting through emotional confusion, no longer romanticizing what doesn't feel right, and becoming brutally honest with yourself. And I need you to hear this carefully. This card shows someone finally stepping into a no more excuses version of themselves. You're not operating from emotional first anymore. You're starting to ask questions like, does this actually make sense? Am I being honest with myself? Or am I holding on to something because I'm attached, not aligned, and also attracted to it, but not aligned. And that shift, it changes everything. Because once you enter the Queen of Swords energy, you stop tolerating confusion just because it has emotional history attached to it. And this is detachment, not coldness. This is self-respect, intelligence. And Spirit is saying you're starting to see something clearly now, maybe for the first time. Now, next, we have the Five of Potions, which is the Five of Cups in a regular tarot deck. This is where the emotional weight shows up, because clarity doesn't always feel good, and sometimes clarity feels like grief. The Five of Cups is disappointment, emotional regret, focusing on what didn't go right, or realizing something didn't turn out the way you hoped it would. And I feel like for some of y'all, this is connected to a relationship that didn't evolve, expectations that weren't met, loyalty that wasn't returned, or an emotional investment that didn't grow the way you believed it would. But here's what I need you to see. The Queen of Swords didn't come in to punish you. She came in to help you stop bleeding emotionally over something that is already done teaching you what it came to teach you. But I'm not gonna rush the past this energy, because the Five of Cups is real. There is disappointment here, and it's reflection here. It's a moment of, I really thought this would be different. And Spirit is acknowledging that, but Spirit is also pointing out something very important. You're looking at what's spilled, not what's still standing. And that emotional focus is what keeps you stuck longer than necessary. Because healing doesn't come from ignoring loss. It comes from shifting attention to what's still possible after it. Now, collective, I need you to prepare yourself for the next card, because this is where everything changes tone. Because up until now, we had clarity, emotional reflection, awareness of loss. But now Spirit is about to show you the event behind it all, and the thing that explains the emotional confusion, the thing that explains the shift, and the thing that explains why you've been feeling like something just collapsed underneath you emotionally. The final card is the Tower card. It's the Tower card in this deck as well. Yeah, that explains it. Because the Tower is not subtle. The Tower is sudden truth, emotional shock, unexpected endings, revelations that break illusions, and structures collapsing that were never stable to begin with. And I need to say this clearly, collective. Whatever the Queen of Swords just made you see, whatever the Five of Cups just made you feel, the Tower confirms it wasn't random. And this was a collapse that had to happen. Even if it hurt, even if it confused you, and even if it forced you to rethink everything. Because the Tower doesn't destroy what it aligned. It removes what maintained by illusion, denial, or emotional attachment to something that wasn't sustainable. And I feel like for some of y'all, this is the moment where you finally understand, oh, I wasn't crazy. I was just holding on to something that I was already falling apart. And Spirit is not saying that to shame you. Spirit is saying that to free you, because the tower clears space. And after the dust settles, clarity becomes permanent. Not emotional guessing, not confusion, and not wanting the answers, just the truth. Now, so collective, this reading is a transition from confusion to clarity, from attachment to truth, or from emotional idolization to reality acceptance. And I know it can sting in a moment, but the Queen of Swords always come before freedom. Now, in the comments below, I would want y'all to tell me, what truth have you been avoiding because you didn't want to change how you feel? And I'll be looking at all the comments and trying to answer back, engage. And I thank y'all so much for tuning in, and I will see you in the next one.